I keep giving bad people good ideas.
Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today's video we are going to be doing a little game review video, and pretty much today's video we're going to be talking about Meccha Chameleon, and I might just start a little series where I'm talking about these little friend slop games, if that's like talking about peak or whatever. But again, with friend slop games, sometimes they're not the most enjoyable, or I would say sometimes they're enjoyable, but they're only like you can only replay them so much. There are some games that do kind of stand out, like Peak. I would say even Gamble with Your Friends is a bit replayable, but sometimes it gets a bit repetitive. But yeah, no, like I said, maybe make some videos about those games and shit in the future, maybe. But at least with Meccha Chameleon, it is definitely one of those games similar to Peak, where you are gonna get a good amount of replay value from it. And I do feel like it is a good spin on like prop hunt, and does kind of make it into its own little game, you know, in a sense. And I'll kind of like jump into that. But pretty much like with these prop hunt games and stuff, like yeah, it technically is its own standalone game. But with prop hunt, I see prop hunt more as like a game mode. So it's like when you buy these prop hunt games, they sometimes just feel like you're buying like a over the top game mode or whatever. It's just like you're pretty much not really buying a game, but just buying like a piece of a game or whatever. As like Meccha Chameleon, I feel like kind of does like a decent spin on that. Well, yeah, it does feel a little janky. I do definitely feel like this game needs some updates and some patches and stuff. And again, seems like they've been doing that, and because again, the game blew the fuck up, so they're trying to, you know, keep the audience on. But with that, Meccha Chameleon, why I like it so much is it does have the familiar aspects of like prop hunt and stuff. But again, like I said, it has its own twist where you are these little stick figures, you find your hiding spot, and you paint yourself to blend in. And honestly, I feel like it's such a simple idea, but I'm so surprised that no one has done it yet, because again, it just like kind of like what I said, it builds off of something that already people really like a lot, to the point where like it started as like a little Gary's Mod game mode prop hunt. I'm pretty sure, like, I don't know if prop hunt started on anything else, but I'm 99% sure it started on Gary's Mod, or at least got popular on Gary's Mod, and then kind of infected games like Call of Duty, and then people making their own standalone games. And like I said, it just kind of has a nice little twist where it's like something familiar, but at least new, where you're not like, okay, I'll just pick this prop, okay, I'll just hide in this spot, okay, you know, you kind of have your original strats from playing every single prop hunt game. As this, you kind of like, again, those not too crazy much of a learning curve, I guess. Maybe when it comes to more like trying detail and learning like different brush strokes, to kind of getting the detail down more. But besides that, I feel like when it comes to the game, if you find a good spot and you kind of just blend yourself in, it's pretty fun. Like again, you can see like again the gameplay isn't too crazy that I collected, but you could see I picked some decent spots, and sometimes you could just hide in plain sight, and that's sometimes like the best spots. And yeah, no, again, like I said, it's definitely a game worth checking out. And why I like this game and why I ended up making a video on it is, yes, the English, holy shit. Yes, it's fun to play with your friends, and you could get a whole group of your friends play on this and fuck around. But what I really like is the community as well with this game. Because I feel like a lot of games like Peak or something, like, yeah, you could find public lobbies. But sometimes with a lot of these friend slop games, you can't really find public lobbies, or if you do, they just don't. It just feels a little off, or um, I don't know. It just like, you know, you'd rather play with your friends than play with randoms on some of these friend slop games. As I feel like with Meccha the Chameleon, it's fun to play with your friends, but it's also fun to play with randoms, as like, you know, how prop hunt is and shit. And yeah, I would say just kind of like the best way to explain this game, it's like prop hunt, but somebody actually added something. Somebody actually, you know, messed with the formula and made something great out of it. And it's kind of cool to see that, you know, it at least builds off of something that, you know, already works, but it's still original. It's not just another friend slop prop hunt game that just being shelled out. It at least has its own little twist. And, you know, I definitely feel like this game, hopefully if they stick to adding updates and adding new maps and stuff like that, and maybe adding new little mechanics and stuff into the game and just kind of patching it, I do feel like this game could have a pretty decent, strong fan base. And again, with the workshop maps, there's not a whole bunch just yet, but there is a decent amount. And again, I would say it, hopefully as time goes on, there's gonna be more and more little maps that you can play on and shit. But it does actually fuck, what am I trying to say? It's at least nice that they do have these workshop maps, because again, I feel like sometimes with these type of games, it does get limited on the amount of maps, especially if the game, it just came out and there's only like a few maps. The game can get a bit repetitive, so it's nice to have these workshop maps, because again, it gets the community involved. If a map pops off enough and it's an original map, they could decide to add it into the game. Again, like I said, it just adds more replay because you got all these maps you could download. And then, like I said, hopefully just down the road, they just kind of add in more of their own maps. And like I said, just people keep developing maps, and they're actually decent, good maps. And I feel like just kind of overall, just kind of try and make sure workshop maps work well, base maps work well, and just kind of polishing the game. Because there is a few little menu glitches and stuff like that, but it's nothing too serious. It's more like you just shut down the game, restart it, and then you're all good. I haven't ran into too many bugs yet. Like I said, the only issues I've really ran into is just like menu glitches and stuff, and then I just restart the game and it's like nothing happened. I haven't really ran into like gameplay issues, I would say, at least. And yeah, again, like I said, hopefully they just kind of polish this game, and I kind of can't wait to see where it goes. It's kind of one of those random games where I didn't really expect myself to enjoy it so much, because I've always, like, you know, like playing prop hunt and stuff. But then, you know, playing the same game mode so long, you kind of expect the same thing. And I don't know, I just kind of feel like the little twist of just, you know, kind of blending yourself in and stuff like that, it just kind of is, you know, pretty fun, and just kind of, you know, it's just kind of a fun game. I wouldn't say, oh, I'm going to like this game forever, this is my new game. But it's a nice game to play late at night. Again, like I said, if it's with your friends, or you're just trying to find a chill little game to play, or you don't want to try hard or whatever. But besides that, I definitely would say this game is 100% worth checking out. I'm not too sure. Is it? It might be. I think it's like $10 on Steam. Oh yeah, it's not even $10. It's actually $6, and it's on sale right now. But I think this sale is about to end soon. Yeah, the sale ends in 11 hours as I'm making this video. But I would definitely say this game's worth checking out. It's only $6, so again, it's not that much money at the end of the day for a decent little title. And again, if you don't like the game, you can always refund it. And at the end of the day, it's actually less than a gallon of gas. So if anything, it's not that bad. Wait, is that actually? No, it actually not 11 hours. It ends in 10 minutes. So that sale is about to go out the window. No, but besides that, again, they've sold 3 million copies so far, and that, it's crazy how this game's popping off. So yesterday, June 15th, on Monday, they released a post saying they sold 2 million copies. And then June 16th, they said that they've sold 3 million. So in about a day, I think they've sold 1 million copies, which is fucking insane, unless we're just kind of late to the party and just updating everyone. But it's crazy to post that they've sold 2 million one day, and then the very next day to say they've sold 3 million. So again, this game's fucking popping off, and I would say it's definitely worth playing, because again, you can play it with your friends, or again, this game's popping. There are going to be public lobbies you could join and fuck around on. And yeah, again, I would just say it's one of those friend slop games that are actually worth playing. That doesn't seem like some AI generated slop. It actually seems like a nice little indie game. But besides that, hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications. And I'll see you guys all in the next one. Bye, guys.
I ain't with the drama. You give me my llama. Riding with 300 ballers. These bitches think she so soft. Swear I got they all.